Hello everyone, it's Cassie here. Welcome back for another Miss Ink Stamps video. Today we are going to be sneaking a peek at the Go Bananas stamp set and we'll show it a little bit more, but I'm going to start with my background. I've sprayed some Distress Spray Stain onto a piece of watercolor cardstock using some scattered straw, and I'm just going to heat set that. And then we're going to put this down onto this Tonic platform. It is a magnetic platform, so I'm just going to use a little bit of mint tape to hold it in place, and then I'll put the stencil right over the top and use those very strong magnets in the corner, and then I'm going to pull out some Nuvo Embellishment Mousse in the color SEASPRAY Green. Now mine was pretty dried out, so what I did is I brought in some distilled water and put a decent amount in there, and then kind of played around with it a little bit, and then once I thought that that had soaked in enough, I added more of the distilled water. So you can bring these back to life because these are even meant to be watercolored with if you'd like to. So just keep that in mind. They may be salvageable if you use distilled water. So mine was. And so I'm just putting that all across that lava lamp stencil by Miss Ink Stamps. And then I'll put the rest back into my little container, and this time I'm going to use some press and seal over the top of it, and then I put that lid on there nice and tight, and hopefully that will keep it from drying out a little bit more. I'll peel away my stencil and check that out. That looks really good. So now I'm going to go clean up my mess, and then we're going to color our monkeys. So this comes from the brand new set called Go Bananas, and I love the little faces on these darling little monkeys. And I'm putting all my colors up on the screen. I did not need to do this wash of this lightest color all over my monkey. I ended up not having any of that showing in the background other than on his face and on his hands and his ears. So I end up completely covering that with this E23, but that's okay. No big deal. And on the other monkey that I color, I do it this pretty much the same way, minus having that wash of the E3 one down first. So I'll only show you the coloring of this one. There are 3 adorable little monkeys in this stamp set, and there's some bananas, and there is a vine, and lots of amazing sentiments. So I think you're going to like it. All right, so now I'm just kind of blending out, and then I'm going to bring in the E39. That'll be my darker shade. And I'll just put down some color where I think the shadowing and the shading might be. And then I'll come back in with our E23 and I will blend that out a little bit. But like I said, I'll do that for the other monkey. I'm not going to show you the coloring of that other monkey because it's basically the same process. And then we are going to bring in the vine. I love the vine. I think it's so cool. So here are the colors I'm using, some E29 and E57. We're going to start with that E57 because, believe it or not, that is the lighter color. So I'm going to put a wash of this down. In parts of this vine, it gets very thin, so I'm trying to focus mostly on the very tip of my Copic marker. And then I'm going to come in and add that E29 just where I think there might be a little bit of shadowing and shading as well. Basically just a line along the bottom parts of the vine. And there's a lot of great sneaks to see. You're going to love it. There is quite a theme going on, some amazing new products. So if you're interested at all, or if you're getting the idea of what that theme might be, I think you're going to get excited. All right, now I'm going to blend that out just a little bit more. And then I'm going to come in with some greens for our leaves, of course. And those are going to be some YG67. And then the darker shade that I use is more of an olive tone. It is YG99. And then I will leave it at that. Now I need to color my bananas, but check it out. That's one of the other cute little monkeys in here. I love those faces, right? They're so stinking cute. And then I'll color up my little bananas. And then bring in even one darker shade to go along. Thought that was up on the screen, but I believe it's YR23. All right, I fussy cut everything out, and now I'm checking out my background. It was sitting over there drying while I was coloring. It's not completely dry, but I'm just going to bring in my heat tool and keep that moving, and then this will be good and dry and ready to go. I found some darker cardstock in my stash. This one was cut down to 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches and scored at 4.25. So this will be a side folding A2 size card. And I also have that same color cut out with a circle. We are going to add this panel to the front of our card base, but we're going to do it at an angle. I kind of like doing that sometimes, just adds a little bit of I don't know, interest. It's a little bit different, but when I do that, I'll put color on the base and on the very bottom of that panel so that I don't have to try and guess where to put the glue on either the base or the panel. I'll hold that down, and then I'm going to bring in my guillotine trimmer, and I can trim off any of this excess, but I'm going to keep that excess because I want to use it on the inside of our card. I just figured that would be a fun way to bring the outside in, and I like that it's not a straight line. Originally, I was thinking I was going to trim it down to make it nice and straight, but then I was like, no, I like this because it really does tie to the outside. So that'll go there, and then this one's going to go over here in this lower left-hand side. And there will be a little bit hanging off on that right-hand side one, so I'm just going to flip that over and trim that excess off. And then I need to determine where I want to have my vine and my circle die cut and my other little monkey. So once I figure that out, I'm going to use some liquid glue. And then I am going to put a stamp block on this because that background is fairly textured when I use that Nuvo mousse, that embellishment mousse. So I put the stamp block on there just to make sure that everything stays where it's supposed to. Then I have my sentiment and another banana. I'm going to have him holding one of the little open bananas. And then our sentiment says, thanks a bunch. Lot of great sentiments in this set. You will be pleasantly surprised at how cute they all are. I tack that down with some more liquid glue, and then at this point I was like, I should have trimmed this. So I'm going to put a little angle cut on our sentiment. And then I'm going to add one more banana to the right under the word bunch. And then I do need to trim off where our vine is hanging off. So I'll just flip that over and trim that off. And then on the inside we'll have this little monkey walking along that paper that we made with the lava lamp stencil. And then we'll put the last little banana in his tail, like he's carrying it with his tail. And then there you have it. That's going to finish our card for today. So I hope that you were inspired by this, that you're excited to see the rest of the stamp, and you enjoyed this sneak. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button and definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Big thanks for all the support that you guys give me. It means so much and keeps me producing videos. Thanks, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.